So, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Bit impromptu, this. Little bit impromptu, but I thought I'd fancy having a chat and having a bit of a chin wag, bit of a ganders of what is going on this Saturday afternoon. And plus, I don't know what guarantee I have to being able to make any content this evening. So I might be able to do something for this evening if something's worth talking about. But I thought, why not? It's a Saturday afternoon, and there's plenty of other things going on in the world of football. So let's have a little gander. Let's have a little read through. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what there is to discuss. That's what there is to chat about. Let's have a look here. So there's all sorts of things going on in the world of football with all other clubs. Some, you know, some sort of irrelevant rumours and others that also irrelevant rumours, but they're sort of on the other end of the spectrum of just how wacky the transfer stories are. I mean, just part and parcel. A Kylian Mbappe potential move to North London. Arsenal, Don Edu looking to pull off quite possibly a record transfer for any player ever. I mean, Jesus Christ! If I'll tell you what, if the Don Edu can pull off a Kylian Mbappe signing, I'm telling you right now, my apology will be as loud as everyone else's disrespect, and I've even got a megaphone just to amplify my apology if I have to. So yeah, it's kind of peak if that happens. It's not gonna lie at all, but we'll get to that in a few moments. So apparently, Luis Enrique here will make bidding for Manchester City's Portugal winger Bernardo Silva. 28 years of age, his priority is when he replaces Christopher Galtier as PSG coach, who, by the way, got arrested, which is crazy. Like, I was surprised when I read up on this. That man got arrested for an email, a racist email that he sent to his board when he was the Nice manager, and I'm pretty sure Sir Jim Ratcliffe was the ownership at that point as well. Bro, France is just out of whack right now. Just everything about France is just it's just crazy. Like, it's on fire. People are just committing mass amounts of crime. It's literally a war zone at the moment, and the world of football as well seems to be equally as clapped as anything else, which is actually incredible. I'm just gonna post this somewhere, but real quick. I just need to do this. Just need to do this. And get let's try and get some people in here. Let's try and get some viewership. Some viewership. Da-da-da. Summarize that nice and sweet. Don't know if anyone's really gonna tune in off of that, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But anyways, let's have a gander. So, crazy stuff going on in French football with Galtier. Gaultier, is it Gaultier or Galtier? I don't even know. I'm useless with name pronunciations. I am useless. I am absolutely useless. Also got here the former Spain boss also believes he also wants PSG to sign Portuguese forward João Felix, 23 years of age, from Atletico Madrid. Oh, goodness gracious me. I'll tell you what, if they do sign him, then that's another player off of potential target list for Eric Ten Hag, because I've heard the rumours already that potentially a loan deal, a season-long loan deal for Joao Felix for Manchester United, because the strikers at the moment on the market for who's available and the prices that everyone's available for is just mental. It is crazy. Just everyone's so unaffordable, and it only seems to have happened in the summer where Man United seem to not have any money. We don't have any money. We're broke. We are brokers. We need the bank loans. Literally, everyone and everything to do with Manchester United is just broke. Just everyone is broke. No one has any money. Even people trying to take over our club have not got any money. I mean, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Why? Why are we getting this attention? Just give us Sheikh Jassim, the only person to do with Manchester United, full stop, that is not broke. Just give us him, and then well, everyone can stop talking about not having money. We'll be dripped in the riches, absolutely dripped in the riches. But here we are with the Arsenal transfer rumour as well, with the Arsenal are weighing up a move for 24-year-old PSG forward Kylian Mbappe when PSG contract expires next summer. So is that to say that they're not going to try for him this summer? Or is that they're going to hope that they can they can compete for his signature come the end of next season, so that they can get him on a free, that they will rival the contractual approach from any other rival clubs, which they'll be having to try and beat Real Madrid if that is the case, because I can guarantee you this: Real Madrid is literally like one of the inevitable things that you can just see coming from like a mile away, like years away. Just have that foresight. It's like the story is pre-written and you know what's going to happen, and it's like, yeah, a part of you wishes you could change it a little bit, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I'll tell you what, the only person realistically that could actually change the potential course of Kylian Mbappe going to Real Madrid is Sheikh Jassim, and openly just splashing the cash big time for him, or well, yeah. I mean, even without needing a transfer fee next summer, splash the cash, put hundreds of thousands, potentially millions per week on the table as a contract offer. I don't know how, you know, how desperate perhaps someone like a Sheikh Jassim would be for transfer targets in the market. We don't know how Man United will behave in the transfer markets even when we have Qatari ownership. We might be hella desperate. We might be doing all sorts of crazy, wacky things, or maybe we'll be really, really smart. No one really knows what the actual approach is going to be, though we can speculate. Can think plenty of ifs, buts, and maybes on that regards. Here is some Manchester United news, though. This is the throwaway rumor that I don't understand it. I can't understand this. Look, read this, right. Manchester United are targeting Porto's Iranian striker Mehdi Taremi, who's 30 years of age. We are targeting Porto striker Mehdi Taremi. The Portuguese Valverde course. Isn't that just lovely? Isn't that just lovely? I mean, he's probably way, way, way better than Valverde course, but it's just the age profile and all of that, and it's just like, oh, we need to do more cheap deals. And I mean, maybe we do have to do that. Maybe that is the realistic case, that we do have to go with cheap options just so that we can sign an element of quantity this summer rather than quality. As annoying as it is, that is probably the only mindset that one can have regarding that sort of a player as your potential target, which it hurts. It hurts when you watch other teams just going and splashing massive amounts of money on like proper world class talents, and then we're basically shopping in 99p. Like we're not even valid enough to be shopping in Poundland. We're saving the extra penny on top of that. We're 99p. We're literally the 99p store. That is it. We're saving the extra pennies. Those pennies, they count. They count. We ain't saving them for charity either. Saving them for the Glazers' back pockets, as it would stand. But I mean, as it stands with that, it's just an outside rumor. There's nothing. It's no, not really got any legs to it. That's with that transfer story. So, um, I wouldn't be too concerned with that as of now. But we'll have to see how that story progresses over time, if it does at all. Now, let's have a read here. A couple of Chelsea stories. Chelsea have agreed to let Spain fullback Cesar Azpilicueta at the age of 33 to join Atletico Madrid on a free transfer. So that's another player off the books for Chelsea. Another player off the books. A must sell. A must sell. Or someone who, you know, shouldn't be staying at Chelsea Football Club any longer. Very, very, very much past his prime years, and we saw it last season. The legs were starting to go, and he was just getting skinned pretty much every week by whoever it was he was up against on the right hand side, and it's yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's just what you have to do, you know. You have to be brutal with it. You have to be ruthless with it, all in the name of chasing success. And Chelsea, despite finishing 12th last season, you know that the endeavour should never be anything other than to chase success. And what you have to do what you have to do in order to find that success to be successful. And if you're not doing that, then what are you in the Premier League for? What are you in sporting competitions for? Why? That's just it's right the way across the board with every club, regardless of your club size or anything. The fans' expectations, you can choose what's real expectation, what isn't. But at the end of the day, the very sort of pinnacle aspirations to go winning trophies, and whether the Premier League's realistic or not, what is realistic and what is genuinely potentially possible for any sort of club is to go far in cup competitions. I mean, it's a bit difficult if you're a League Two, if you're a League Two club supporter. I don't think it's very much possible for you to go winning any trophies, such as the FA Cup or Carabao Cup or any other sort of leagues like that. I mean, respective of what league you're in, if you're in League Two, you want to win the League Two Championship. You want to go win the League Two title. You could want to go win the Papa John's trophy. It used to be called the J Paint Trophy, I think, but the Papa John's trophy for lower league teams. You should, go and aspire to win that. It's a trophy. It's something for your club. It's something to build a culture on. Of course, it's not prestige. It's not prestigious tournaments, but it's not really to do with prestige at the end of the day, of how prestigious a trophy is. It's a bit like the argument that some Arsenal fans will tell you is, oh, the Carabao Cup is beneath us. Well, actually, if you look at the facts here, right, me as a United fan, I was happy to win the Carabao Cup. We celebrated winning a Carabao Cup for one night, which was the night that we won it, and then we were training the next day, and most of us as a fan base would, well, I don't know most of us as a fan base. I think some of us are still championing the Carabao Cup trophy at the moment. But for me, I was just like, right, okay, so focus on the next thing. We've got more games to play and more trophies to win. That should be your next focus, right? So, I mean, for Arsenal fans that say that Carabao Cup is beneath them, you know what? It's funny that Arsenal, I think they're going to the Community Shield, I think it is. What's funny to me is that the Carabao Cup is beneath Arsenal, some of the Arsenal fan base, right? But the Community Shield isn't. So something that's quite literally a charity game. The same fans that say, well, Carabao Cup Nah, it's not our level, man. We're way above that. Okay, then what level is the Community Shield on? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what level the Community Shield is on? Exactly my point. Exactly my point. But that's it's just how we should address the conversation about fan aspirations, or what sort of support you should be putting, or the pressures you should be putting on your clubs, the sort of pressures, the type of pressure, the sort of demands that fans should be making. And whatever competition it is you're in, you should at least say, "Well, do your absolute best to win it." If you don't win it, assess fairly as to why you didn't win it, and just say, "Well, look, a better team came up, and we weren't as good as them, despite playing well." And that's the thing. You'd say that you'd sit there and just say, "Well, that's just a case of misfortune. Let's try and improve the squad going into next season. So if we do play this team again, we'll have a better squad." Right? We have a better squad, then we can have a better chance of winning this game, and that should be the demand. You should keep pushing, just keep pushing. Don't let up. Don't allow complacency to set in, because then you get the Arsenal syndrome, you get Tottenham syndrome, you get what Liverpool syndrome probably happened for a long, long time. Not right now, but back like a couple decades or so. But yeah, pretty much the Chelsea letting Cesar Azpilicueta to go join Atletico Madrid on a free transfer. That is must-do business, and good business at that. Chelsea are approaching an agreement with Inter Milan over a permanent move for their Belgian striker, Romelu Lukaku. So things getting close. Things are getting close for Inter Milan and Chelsea to completing Romelu Lukaku as a permanent signing. So interesting. Very much interesting. I mean, God only knows that the Chelsea fan base would be able to stomach another season with Romelu Lukaku leading their line. But then again, I don't really know, how Chelsea fans really feel about the apparent lack of striking authority in their front line. So I think it's just one of those things. We have to see what happens with that sort of transfer. Personally, if I am Chelsea, I'm looking at moving Lukaku on, because the guy's just never really done well for Chelsea whenever he's played for them. So it just makes sense. It just makes a lot of sense to an all-round agreement. Might as well get some money for it as well, not to forget. So yeah, it's fair plays to them if they do get it done and over the line. So West Ham, some West Ham news. Okay, it's interesting. This one's from the Sun. That West Ham hope to agree payment terms with Arsenal for the £105 million sale of their England midfielder Declan Rice, 24 years of age, by Monday. They want to get the fees and the payment structure sorted. So the fee is agreed, but the payment structure is still up in the air. It's still being contemplated. So I mean, that usually doesn't take that long to sort out. It's just a single sit-down conversation. Yeah, we'll pay you like this. Then happy days. Just move on with it. Move on with your day at the end of said day, and everyone's happy. Everyone's happy campers. Now this is interesting. This next piece of news. This is quite interesting. That's some more interest for Fred. So, Roma coach Jose Mourinho is keen to sign Brazil midfielder Fred from his former club, Manchester United. Now, I'm a little bit skeptical on this. I'm a bit skeptical. Simple reason being, we signed Fred for Jose Mourinho back in 2016, in the summer of 2016, for 50 plus million. And I remember us having conversations about why is Fred not playing? Why is he not playing? Why is he not starting games? Why is he not coming off the bench? He looked underused. We're not seeing the best of Fred. So is that like, I mean, maybe Fred goes to Italy and absolutely just walks, absolutely struts it. Like, what's to say that Fred doesn't go and do that? But it's just a strange one that Jose Mourinho wants a midfielder that he didn't utilise properly when he signed him initially at Manchester United, but now he wants to do the same thing with Porto. And, it's confusing to me. It doesn't make too much sense. But maybe there's a different system in play at Roma that he's thinking, well, actually, I can get Fred to play this role. He'd probably be quite good in this role. So maybe that's part of the motives to doing this sort of transfer. Maybe it's possible, it's feasible, it's potentially likely. But I mean, for us as Manchester United fans, we don't really care about what Jose wants to do with Fred. We just, as long as you can sell him and get a good, command a decent fee for him, that's all I care about. Just get money in the bank and then stop sitting around on your arse and get more transfers in. Do more business. Take the money and run, son. Run with that money. But interesting and slightly skeptical transfer business there from Jose Mourinho. But back to Chelsea, quite a few bits of news for Chelsea. They're quite active on the selling market, as it would seem. So Chelsea, Christian Pulisic has an agreement in principle for a long-term deal to join AC Milan, but the clubs are yet to agree a transfer fee for the USA winger. So I think it's just, I mean, there's quite a lot of Chelsea players that have gone off to AC Milan. I mean, Tomori is probably the most notable one. He's done the best. He's done the best job there. You had Olivier Giroud go there as well. He's done a pretty good job there. Ruben Loftus-Bumcheeks, he's just completed his move to AC Milan. I'm interested to see if he ends up, finding another level to his game like the other two have. But if Christian Pulisic goes there, I suppose one question you want to ask is, does he sort out his injury crisis? Because he's seemingly never really fit. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I always think that Christian Pulisic could be good for Chelsea if he actually plays week in, week out. But the guy spends so much time on the injury table, it feels like. And to be honest, I think it's just one of those things that once someone gets bound to that injury table, they're not coming back off it. Like a Jack Wilshere moment. Literally, just once that player's laid down on that injury table, getting nice and comfortable. So you might as well say, well, I'm about to shake your world up and make you feel real uncomfortable. Here you go. Have a transfer move away. Go join a different club. Go to a different league. I mean, if you go to the Italian league, if you're Christian Pulisic, I'd reckon that just for the sake of your outlook in your career, that you'd be licking your lips somewhat, getting your teeth sunk into the Italian league, into Serie A. So yeah, I personally, if I'm Christian Pulisic, yeah, I would be all over that move 100%. So makes a lot of sense to do that, and yeah, best of luck to him if he does get that deal go through, and hopefully, USA's Lionel Messi, the USA's very own Lionel Messi. Trust me, I've heard that conversation already. That he gets to be put back on the pedestal of United States soccer. So carrying on, more Chelsea news. This one's to do with Hakim Ziyech. Now, this guy should have joined Al Nassr. He should have joined Al Nassr, but he failed his medical with a knee injury. He's got a knee problem. Oof. Now, this guy seems to be falling downhill, right? He's falling down a hill, and it's like the classic, what's it? Animated movie cliche right? So our main character, he's falling down, he's rolling down a hill, and at first it's a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough, yeah. You're rolling down a hill. It's not that comfortable rolling down a hill, even if it is a soft, grassy hill. It's never really that comfortable, to be honest. And there's crazy stuff can happen if you do lose control of your fall. But he started his fall. It's uncomfortable. Then he gets into a really rocky part and starts bouncing off of everything. That's the PSG move collapsing, right? He's going through the rocks and everything. PSG move. Oh, that's ow. That's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt with your with Chelsea messing around and not completing your move to PSG, which also really enraged the French club as well. So good job to whoever is in charge of that nonsense. And now the move to Al Nasir. Now finding out he's got a knee problem, so he can't complete his medical. Is now he's reached that hill, that part of the hill, so he's cleared the hard rocks, the hard and sharp rocks, and now he's going through a field of cacti, just a spiky, thorny cacti, and now he's having to enjoy the lavish pain of being impaled by loads, millions of minute, sharp hairs just stabbing you as you go through the cacti. Oh my days. The guy can't catch a break, it would seem. The guy cannot catch a break. So Ziyech was also made a new offer with his basic wage reduced by 40%, but has turned it down. So the guy doesn't want to take a pay cut, but he can't get a move anywhere anyway because of his knee problem. Lovely stuff. Sucks to be Hakim Ziyech. I was about to say Moises Caicedo. That is because we've got Moises Caicedo up next on this sheet, this web page. I would be using a bit of Twitter here, but for some reason Twitter's died. I don't even know why that is, but Twitter has absolutely died. Well done, Elon Musk. You finally killed the platform. Well, anyways, Chelsea will step up their efforts to sign Ecuador midfield Moises Caicedo and hope a fee of about 80 million can be agreed with Brighton. Now, this is the thing. People were quoting 80 million, then Man United got involved, then it was 100 million for Man United. And this is the thing. If Chelsea can get a deal agreed, right, with Moises Caicedo for 80 million, John Murtough could have signed him quite easily for just putting 80 million on the table. It's just like, well, there you go, there's 80 million. No complicated deal structures or anything, or complicated add-ons. There's literally just 80 million, and you receive it the second you accept it. Every single penny of it. Just as simple as that. And then happy days. You could have signed Moises Caicedo. Maybe Brighton decide, well, actually, no, we do believe in this United tax. Maybe we actually do charge you 100 million, but everyone else gets a discount. Maybe we do that. Well, you never know, because half the time Manchester United, when they do get an asking price, they tend to mess around with the asking price and say, well, we'll pay you 20 million less than your asking price, but we're also going to do add-ons, so you don't actually receive all of that money now. And it's just, and you go down the garden path, and the story of Adam and Eve. Get told, don't have the apple. Eve gets told, do not eat that apple, and she goes and eats the apple. Kind of like that. Somewhat like that. Manchester United. Right, we've got quite a few bits of United news here. Manchester United will have to sell before they can make a move for Inter Milan's Cameroon goalkeeper Andre Onana. Now, that report sounds like a crock of shit. Excuse my language, but it really does. It sounds like absolute BS. We have to sell. Sorry, we've spent £55 million with 120 million left to spend. What? Why do we need to sell to buy for a goalkeeper? Even if we spend 50 million, like just straight up 50 million, what we're trying to do is sign him for 45 plus like £5 to £6 million add-ons, right? That's the supposed rumored contract, well, not contract, but rumored transfer fee that we're going to try and negotiate with Inter Milan for Andre Onana, or the initial offer. But they want about 50 million just outright. Now, where has this come from? Where has this come from? United will have to sell before they can buy. Who's told you that? So this is by Talksport, by the way. So we all know that the real name of Talksport is essentially Talkshite. So I mean, we all know that it's just stupid conversation anyway. But why would you come out with that? Why would you come out with that? Why would you assume that? Why would you assume that you need to sell to buy for Andre Onana when £55 million has been spent? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. So this is what's weird. It's so annoying that even though when you read transfer stories, it's like the stories that aren't true because they completely contradict to the actual process of what's happening. It's like if Manchester United needed to sell to buy Andre Onana, there would be a mass panic to getting people out of the door. There would be panic. People would be running left, right, and centre to offload players. But no one's doing that. Everything seems to be as it seems, as you were, with general proceedings in trying to negotiate with the club to sort out a price and sort out wages and fees and all of that jazz, right? All of that jazz. Now, for a striker signing that should follow straight after the goalkeeper signing, yes, you would probably need to sell to buy for that because there's probably going to be no money left. So maybe that's what happens. But needing to sell to buy after one signing, you haven't even spent half of your total available transfer budget anyway. So it doesn't make any sense. It's a completely rubbish report. Anyways, Manchester United have asked 32-year-old Spanish goalkeeper David De Gea, whose contract at Old Trafford has just expired, not to join another club in case they cannot find a new goalkeeper within their budget. Now, this is literally just a case of Manchester United boards being arseholes and telling people who are not contracted to them, they're not contracted. Manchester United, hello, he's not under contract. You can't tell someone what to do when you are not paying them anymore. He's free to do what he wants. He just gets on the phone to his agent, goes, I'd like to join that club, please. They've got a contract offer on the table. I might as well go. Why am I waiting for you? Even if I do want to do something with Manchester United or try and sign a new contract with Manchester United, why am I listening to someone who doesn't employ? It's like if I leave my job, right? If my boss lets me go from my job, and I'm gonna like go into interviews for new jobs, but then I get a phone call from my old boss that's just let me go and say, "Oh, do not go to any job interviews. Don't go anywhere. Do not go and get another job. I want you to stay unemployed and not earning a single penny, right, until we decide what we want to do." What the what's the point in that? What is the point in that? Why we do this? Why we do this? Why would you do that? United are open to David De Gea signing a new deal if they cannot sign a new keeper for a reasonable cost, or Dean Henderson starting next season as their number one. What the fuck? Here's my language, but what? What? Now they're talking about Dean Henderson being goalkeeper. Oh my god. Oh my god. We are finished. We are actually finished. I don't get this. I don't get this. Like, why? Why? Why are we like this? Oh, Jesus Christ. So Fulham, some Fulham news. I'm going to go on to other club news before I just lose my ever-loving shit. But Fulham news. Fulham want £60 million for Portugal midfielder João Palhinha at the age of 27, which would be a club record fee for West Ham. So West Ham are interested in João Palhinha, who's available for 60 million, which I think is quite expensive. A little bit expensive, but is what it is. Everyone's prices are inflated like crazy, so can't really have any complaints anymore. West Ham are also in advanced talks with Leicester City over English winger Harvey Barnes at age 25. There's no mention as to what fee that would be for, so I'd imagine probably about 30 to 40, maybe. Might be about that sort of price point, I reckon. Don't know how long's left on Harvey Barnes' contract, but a bit of a sort of Jared Bowen on the right-hand side and Jared Bowen on the left-hand side. And I think Harvey Barnes, they need, I think West Ham could do with a midfielder, like a wide winger, playing down the left-hand side of their team. Because it does feel like, to some extent, that their left wing is essentially just like your number 10s playing out wide for some reason. So yeah, bit of a strange one, bit of a peculiar one. Would be probably their first natural left winger since Felipe Anderson. Don't know what happened to him, by the way. Jesus Christ, I'm pretty sure he came from the Italian league and was touted to do relatively well, and then within like a season it disappeared again. But anyways, Manchester United, oh my god, here we go again, will have £65 million remaining to buy a new striker once they complete the signing of Chelsea midfielder Mason Mount. So what? So someone's okay. So what's going on? What is going on? So is it we're signing a goalkeeper next or a striker next? Because by the looks of it, we've got one half of football journalism writing about goalkeepers being the next option, and then got the other side of things. Oh well, striker's actually the second option. And so the striker's the next signing that we're making. What's going on? So who is it we're going for here? Because the striker link that we're linked to looks like a player that you would sign for what, 15, 20 million? The Taremi, was his name? Yeah, Taremi. Like, you'd probably sign Taremi for about 20 mil. Probably not even that. You'd probably sign him for about 10. Like that's what's crazy. So it looks like let me try and summarize this, right? I'm going to try and use Murto Madness logic here. So goalkeeper, Andre Onana, 45 million with about £5 million add-ons, right? So about 50 million to be spent on Andre Onana. So there's £15 million left. In accordance to the maths, that let's for argument's sake, if £50 million is spent on Andre Onana, £50 million from that remaining 65 available to spend fits the bill for Taremi. So where is this coming from? That the report of needing to sell to buy for Andre Onana when we've got a conflicting report here that says 65 left to spend, when Andre Onana apparently is valued at 50 by Inter Milan. They want 50. So we've got leftover cash in that. And now we've also got the reports talking about us going for a striker instead of a goalkeeper as the second signing. I mean, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay, Bayer Leverkusen might have to improve their offer to Arsenal if they are to complete the signing of Switzerland midfielder. Jesus Christ. Well, you might as well call him midfielder, considering he goes missing in key areas of the season. But looking to sign Granit Xhaka by Leverkusen. Now, obviously, after 7-8 years at Arsenal now, and he's had one good season. Right, it's like every season he's been at Arsenal, he's probably had like a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10 season. Right, very very bang average below average, not good enough. And in one season, he has like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 season, right? Everyone's like, oh, we want you to stay, Granite. We want you to stay. All those other years, like you remember the time where you took the armband off, the captain's armband, threw it on the floor, and told all the masses in the Emirates Stadium to F off? Oh, you remember that time, Granite? Don't worry, we forget about that, Granite. We'll unveil a banner, a flag for you that begs for you to stay. I mean, Christ almighty. Seriously. So for anyone, like, I just don't have the time for people who are desperate for Granit Xhaka to stay. I just don't have the time or patience for people that want that to happen. Brazilian forward Angelo Gabriel has completed his move, or not his completed his move, he's completed his first part of his medical to join Chelsea from Santos on a 6-year contract. So still no sign of a first team signing, it would seem, for Chelsea. They're still just signing kids, as it would seem, as part of the sign 100 kids and then loan all 100 of them out the following, by the end of the summer transfer window, as it is, as you do. Chelsea have offered their 20-year-old English centre-back, Levi Colwill, a new contract. Okay, well, that's a fairly good decision to renew Colwill's contract. I think he's got a fairly good future. Not the most perfect future, but a good future, good enough future at Premier League level. I think for the season he's had on loan at Brighton, he's done respectably well. Not it didn't really set the world alight, but sometimes you just want to see someone look steady in the league, and that's almost enough to just go off of. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad of a choice there. Not too bad of a decision. Chelsea striker Armando Broja has left fans concerned about his future with a cryptic Instagram post following the club signing of Nicholas Jackson. Now, I don't understand why Broja hasn't played more, because the guy went to Southampton for a season loan and was actually really good. That was at Premier League level, so he's got Premier League experience. I'm a bit baffled. I'm a bit baffled by how Broja's been handled, because I mean, even last season, it could have actually done quite a good job if people would if Potter or Lampard or whoever would have just played him consistently and just worked hard to embed him into the team. Because, I mean, Christ almighty, when you're playing Kai Havertz, right, you're playing a midfielder in a striker position for most of your season, and you're missing clear-cut chance after clear-cut chance, of course, you would think it makes a lot of sense to start a striker. It makes sense, right? Makes sense. Don't want to do that. No chance. So, yeah. Really, 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 really strange. Marc Cucurella's agent has dismissed a report by Spanish newspaper Marca that Chelsea have ordered the Spanish left-back to Real Madrid, or offered, not ordered. I mean, Jesus Christ, can you imagine that? We're just ordering a player. You go off to Atletico Madrid right now. I mean, Jesus, if things were that simple, I think there'll be a lot of problems solved in the world of football. But it is not to be. It's not to be. But they've dismissed that as fake news. Fake news. Fake news, guys. It's fake news. Running for president in the next term, as you do. Willian. So got a bit more Fulham news here, and we're getting close to the end. So I'll probably wrap this up in a bit, but just sit tight. And I need my voice to sit tight as well, because my throat's getting a bit dry. It's getting a bit dry. I like to keep my throat moisturised, but it's getting a little bit dry out here. But Willian has rejected Fulham's offer of a 1-year contract extension, as the former Brazil winger, 34 years of age, is actively pushing for other Premier League offers. Man is literally was offered a lifeline Man was literally offered a lifeline in the Premier League with Fulham, and he's desperate to go to other clubs, isn't he? Jesus. Ah, loyalty is dead in football. Loyalty died so very long ago. God, imagine that. Imagine being a Fulham fan and finding out that Willian doesn't want to stay at Fulham. Instead, he wants to go to other Premier League clubs. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not like Fulham finished just above the relegation zone. They did relatively well last season. You should be desperate to stay. If you should be you should be asking them, look, I know you got me on a 1 year contract extent. You're offering me a 1 year contract extension, right? But could you add another year or two onto that? Could you add another couple of years onto that? I kind of like it here, a London-based club. I've got all of my what was it? Is it William's restaurant or David Luiz's restaurant? I can't remember whose it was, but he might have a restaurant somewhere in London somewhere. Has Willian, but he's at an ideal place for a 30-year-old winger who's past his best. You're in a really good position. You'd probably be desperate. I'd imagine you should be desperate to stay where you are, but apparently not. Fulham's English defender Tosin Adarabioyo. I don't even know how on earth you pronounce that name. Adarabayo. Bayoyo? Adarabayo. I'm just gonna call him Adarabayo. Stupid names, I'll tell you. It's just stupid names. So English defender Tosin Adarabayo remains high on Tottenham's list of potential centre-back signings this summer. So Tottenham looking in the Premier League, 25 years of age. It's looking about mid-20s, as it would seem. I mean, who would you go for? I mean, for Tottenham fans, who would you rather sign? Would you rather sign Tosin Adarabioyo, or would you rather sign Van der Ven? Because I know that you've got either the Fulham defender or the Wolfsburg defender. I mean, let me know in the if you're watching live or on playback. Let me know what you think as to who you would prefer to join Tottenham Hotspur, a Fulham defender or the Wolfsburg defender. But yeah, personally, if it was down to me, I mean, you kind of have a bit of priceless experience with a Fulham defender. With Premier League experience, and he's got quite a bit of pace to him as well, I'd imagine. Anything that speeds up your defence, but anything that's also got some experience with the league as well. Quite an important factor to have, especially if you are Tottenham Hotspur, because you want to have a shored up defence, a really, really sturdy defence in the Premier League, especially if you do opt to go play attacking football, as Ange Postecoglou wants to do. So, Manchester City will let Zach Steffen leave this summer, with Leicester City showing an interest in the USA goalkeeper. Will he want to go down to the Championship, though, is the question. I'll tell you what, can't fault Leicester City for having ambition to signing someone like Zach Steffen, because I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper, to say the least. I think he's relatively good. Quite a balanced game to him, and having been at Manchester City for a few years now, I'd probably be looking at this as a solid target for Leicester City. Personally, if I'm a Leicester fan, I'd be wanting the board to push for this signing as well. So personally, I think that's a fair deal, fair move to make. But it's really just depends on Zach Steffen. You go from the champions and treble winners, three-peat champions of the Premier League. Having won the Champions League as well and all of that jazz, you've got to really ask yourself, am I sure about moving down to the Championship? Am I sure about going there? But at the end of the day, depends if he wants the first team football or whether he's happy just playing a squad role. Have to see what happens. So, Slovakia centre-back, it's Milan Skriniar. 28 years of age, is set to join PSG on a free transfer after his contract with Inter Milan has expired. A fairly decent pickup for PSG, I reckon. If you're a FIFA player, you'll probably be going raving mad like, oh, why did we get Skriniar? Why did we get Skriniar? Trust me, FIFA for some reason have this crazy insane thing for wanting to rate players in other leagues, right, less prestigious leagues, and think that they're world class centre backs, but the second they go get challenged properly, they fall flat on their face. So trust me, if you're a FIFA player, don't look at Milan Skriniar and think he's a world class centre back. He's not. He's a good centre back, don't get me wrong, but he's not world class. But PSG, I think that they've got Sergio Ramos still there. I think Sergio Ramos might be leaving. I'm not too sure. But still got Marquinhos and what's his face? I can see his face. I'm just trying to think of the name that's established to it. Let me find it. 10 bucks. So yeah, they got Marquinhos. Kimpembe, Prenzel Kimpembe. That's it. That's the name I'm looking for. Kimpembe. So yeah, not bad centre backs available at PSG, and I think adding Skriniar to that keeps them in a solid position. So not a bad signing for that for them, and especially on a free transfer as well. So gotta respect the hustle. Gotta respect the hustle there. Real Madrid are vying, trying. Literally, just spelt it VYING. I'm just going to say eyeing. I'm just going to say it's eyeing. Eyeing to sign the 23-year-old forward Dusan Vlahovic from Juventus on a 1-year loan with the intention of bringing in 24-year-old PSG attacker Kylian Mbappe the following summer. So, yeah, so the plan in place is that Kylian Mbappe is going to come next summer on the free transfer, but they're going to try and sort of cover for Karim Benzema with Dusan Vlahovic on a 1-year loan, which I think is a fair thing to do considering Vlahovic, do you trust that he's a long-term option? And plus, if you sign a long-term option now, you lose potentially the absolute golden chalice that is the star signing that probably defines an entire defines an entire era of Real Madrid's history, right? Signing Kylian Mbappe is a must for them, right? It's an absolute must for them. And I think Dusan Vlahovic for a year, obviously, you're not breaking the bank to go out and sign another superstar striker. I think it's just a bit of foresight. They're trying to use this transfer as the foresight of Real Madrid, which I think is a smarter thing to do. It's a fair thing to do, and probably the best monetary wise. And after improving in their midfield with the star signing of Jude Bellingham, I think this is a wise move for them, especially with the plans they've got in place for next summer. Talk about a club that is successful. Plans ahead. They like to plan ahead. I think one other transfer I haven't actually addressed yet is the Liverpool signing Dominic Szoboszlai. Now, I think Dominic Szoboszlai, I think Man United might have been linked to him previously for about 2 years back now. Must have been about 2 years back. Might have been 1 year back. I don't really know. We seem to get linked to every player on planet Earth, so it's quite possible that we've been linked to Szoboszlai since the day he was born. But yeah, Dominic Szoboszlai as their second midfield signing potentially for Liverpool here. I think fair job for them. Fair job. I see people talking shit about the signing, saying, "Oh, look how much money they're spending on 2 players," and everyone's calling it good business. Look at our signings. I mean, trust me. From an Arsenal perspective, as an example, I mean, sorry, Arsenal fans, if you feel like I'm targeting you, it's not my fault that you've got some idiots that like to be the the flag bearer for you that like to take that flag and say, I represent all Arsenal fans, and they will give you the most stupidest, like completely out of left field opinions that literally a scientist is concerned that will cause an absolute just antimateral explosion, or that mass will start collapsing in on itself, with how absolutely downright stupid their opinions are, right? So don't blame me, blame other people, blame your top gooners, right? But Dominic Szoboszlai, a fair deal for that, for that player. I think, good age profile, good attacking essence, and I think for the system that Klopp wants to be playing, or has been playing, I think having an attacking outlet in your midfield, like something as a creative option, but also has a bit of a goal threat as well. Bit of a late arriver in the box, something just so that it renovates Liverpool's midfield, because there's one thing that has been very apparent over the years, is that Liverpool midfield has been just growing ever stale, and I think it's one of those slow burning processes that we've been able to just watch it happen and just see it lose its edge with every passing season, as much as Klopp has been really pushing to get as much out of that midfield as possible. I think just to see it now sort of collapsing in and in a bit, and just needing desperate new parts to that midfield engine room, signing Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai is a good start. I think it's a solid start for them. Definitely two players that I wouldn't have mind having in the Man United midfield at all, and that's all good business to them, and I can definitely see them doing definitely a lot better in controlling games, or providing as much of a threat going forward as they have done in previous years. But yeah, so it's a fairly good signing for them. Who else is who else? I don't think there is anybody else at the moment. I think that's it. I think I've covered everything that's being, what the gossip is going on. I wonder if I refresh this page. No. So no, there's nothing here. Okay, well, fair plays. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up now, because I've got some things to start going to go and get ready for. And as for what happens in what happens for the rest of the day, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what goes on if Twitter decides to fix itself. I'm just going to check right now. It's probably not fixed yet. Nope, it's not. I just see that there's a Twitter space. Somehow people have got access to Twitter. I don't know what's going on for me. Rate limit exceeded. Jesus Christ, that's actually a problem. But apparently, according to them, that we've had a Hoyland bid rejected. Oh, Udi Lali. What a surprise. What an absolute surprise. Oh, kiss my arse. Kiss my arse. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. If you do watch it on playback, and do be sure to leave a like, smash a like on this stream, which will have inevitably become a video for you guys. And do be sure to subscribe and turn the notification bell on, so you'll know when I next post content, whether it be in the form of a video or a live stream. And that's it from me for now, and we'll be seeing you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now.